Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. We are back. This is the Wrestling Republic Daily Broadcast. It is I, Shad Talks Graps on Instagram, OCDMV703 on X. Just follow me. I won't even make y'all feel guilty for not following me. But we're back, man. Another review episode of Monday Night Raw. And man, oh man, oh man, last night was pretty eventful because Mommy's home. Mommy made a return, and Liv Morgan skedaddled out that ring pretty quickly. But we know we gonna break that topic down with the crew. And speaking of the crew, I got them here with me. Like I said, week by week, this is the Tuesday night crew that y'all or Tuesday day crew that y'all love to see. And we gonna start out with my bro Chaos over here. How you doing, man?
What's good? What's good, everybody? Yes, happy Tuesdays. The main event team is here. Yeah, I'm back after last week was an absolute horror show with my internet connection, but we here, we live in full color. Hopefully, y'all can hear me in 4K. But yeah, I'm here to talk about Monday Night Raw, and obviously, like you said, move away Drake because Poppy ain't home, Mommy's home. But we're gonna talk about that soon, ain't we, Chad?
Yeah, we definitely are, man. This has become. I think I might need to make clips of us talking about this topic from every week until the until the feud is over because this is like a soap opera on WWE. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, y'all know there's another person on this show that breaks it down with us. My boy Jordy, how are you doing, bro?
Oh man, I'm good. I'm good. It's great to be the Tuesday crew. We're back again. Like Chaos. It's nice to have you back. I was starting to think that the Wyatts took you out for a little second, but it's good to know that you are okay. And that wasn't the case. And yeah, again, just shenanigans, man, on Monday Night Raw. Fun to talk about, and yeah, I agree. I think we need a little documentary of how we've covered this topic from day one because it's it's an odd one for us to be talking about in this era of WWE. But it looks like the times are changing. Times are changing, and we're going to be maybe talking about storylines like this a little bit more going down the line. So yeah, exciting stuff, man.
Without a doubt, and we're gonna kick it off with what kicked off the show yesterday, and it was one of Chaos's favorite wrestlers, Soul's least favorite wrestler, Mr. CM Punk, coming out to the arena, cutting a promo, talking about his actions this past weekend, and Seth Rollins makes his entrance too. And dog, they had a crazy back and forth promo exchange. Um, I said it yesterday. I didn't understand the point of having Drew get the Money in the Bank, right? And I understand that you build a storyline, but adding the element to Seth and Seth's history with CM Punk, I do like that, and I thought they reignited a feud that we were all super excited to see when Punk made his debut at Survivor Series. Um, and they got me excited to hopefully see that again because Seth made some valid points. He was like, I told you not to get in my way, and you did the thing. You got in my way. Um, a lot of correlations within the families, justifications. Punk giving a half a apology and whatnot, and just everything was so good within it. And these two are really two of the best in the world. Punk obviously self-proclaimed best in the world. Seth, in my mind, is one of the best wrestlers in professional wrestling. And man, it is crazy to see. I I'm gonna open up the floor for y'all, man. We gonna kick it off with you, Chaos, being the CM Punk fan that you are. What is your thoughts on just the open exchange? And I'm gonna be real. Who did y'all think won the promo battle last night?
I mean, yeah, there's so much to unpack from that whole segment. Obviously, yeah, CM Punk coming out and delivering this promo. with a little subtle and not so subtle shot to his former employers, when he said like he'll fight Drew, up there. There's people behind the hard camera. I'll fight them behind there, fight him behind there, and whatnot. And then obviously Seth coming out saying his 2-piece, and yeah, they both had valid points regarding this. And obviously it just leaves the gates open for them to eventually have that match that was meant to be for Mania to obviously happen down the line, because and that's the one thing I love about this new era is that back in the under the old regime, it was just mainly like a one-on-one storyline. Like there was this one person just focused on what, like it was just a one-on-one. As soon as you're looked into a one-on-one feud, that's it. You don't have interactions with anyone else or anything else. Whereas obviously now there's a lot of branches being sprouted out, and obviously the feud obviously was happening with McIntyre, and then obviously you saw Seth is obviously he's obviously pissed at Punk, so he's got 2 people on his case right now. And yeah, he said obviously it's not to get in his way, because obviously we're gonna have a problem. I don't know when this feud is gonna happen, or when they eventually throw it down, because obviously I think the main priority is obviously Drew McIntyre and Punk. Who won the promo battle? I think it was even Stevens. I loved it. No one really came short from it either way. They're great on the mic. They're one of the greatest talkers on the roster. And yeah, they know where to blur the line between fact and fiction. And yeah, I just can't wait for them to actually throw it out finally. And it's great to see that Punk actually has something waiting for him after McIntyre, because God knows how long that's going to go. They might end up being a 3-month feud, or they might just do a one and done. Who knows? But it's nice to see that something will happen afterwards. That's what I'm looking forward to. So yeah, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Seth. One gripe that I do have, which I'm not sure if we're going to go into, but obviously Ben Allison pointed it out on Allison analysis regarding.
I know what you're about to say. Bring it up.
Yeah, exactly. The whole thing where obviously Seth Rollins was, if he didn't win the title, then he won't have to challenge him, and then he wanted to challenge Priest as long as he has it, and then obviously Priest just backtracks on it. He said, "Forget the gentleman's agreement. I want to prove myself. I want to throw down to you." I was like, what was the whole point? That's such a Vince move. Like same as when Shane and Taker had that fight, and then obviously Shane wins, he gets control of Raw. He still got it. Like it's just why going back? Why backtrack? There's no need for it. It kind of just makes it the whole thing fall flat. But yeah, it's not my company, whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm just looking forward to what's gonna happen next.
Man, yeah, that is something I definitely wanted to talk about too. Is the fact that we did just completely ignore a major stipulation at Money in the Bank in your main event. Well, not your main event match, but your championship match for your world heavyweight title. And I think it's dumb. I think it wasn't needed. It diluted a lot. Todd, it took a lot away from Priest, like winning that match too, because that's a big, novelty with it, and it's
like, I know it's another company, but imagine if that feud between Cody and Jericho, and Jericho just backtracks on the thing with Cody saying, "Oh yeah, nah, you know what? I rescind that." You can.
I think though, because of why Damien actually said it in the first place, you have to bear in mind. I think Damien's going on this face journey where he's becoming a face, and it was a gentleman's agreement that it was going to be a one-on-one match and that Punk wouldn't come down, and it was so. In that sense, is he just being the good guy and being like, "Look, we'll have another match, and that stipulation will be in place again." But this didn't go down in the fair way that I intended it to by keeping the Judgment Day out of it. It wasn't this fair match. So, look, that agreement doesn't stand because of that. Like, if you'd have bet money on it or whatever, and then all this kind of stuff had happened, then it's like, come on, bro, like it wasn't a fair match. So, like, it's almost like does it void the bet in that sense, which I think maybe the avenue that they were looking at, but I think Damien needed to explain it like that last night. He needed to say, look, I didn't know Punk was going to come down. I didn't know Drew was going to come down. I wanted you one-on-one and to beat you one-on-one. So after this Gunther thing, I'll have you again. and that stipulation. I don't know. I just feel like that was perhaps where they were going and what they were going for with it. And I agree with you guys. I don't think it came off that way. I think it came off, especially with the just controversy around the failed kick out and all that kind of thing, to then actually throw the stipulation away as well. It's like, what? So we just nothing matters.
It
Then.
came off like
How it
Seth
came off.
sweet talked him to basically to just like, oh,
Yeah,
it's okay, Seth.
yeah, it did.
Stipulation over. I mean, like I said, I can understand the argument for it, but I don't necessarily like the direction of it or how they did it. But I mean, while you're here, Jordy, your thoughts on Punk and Seth just in regards to the whole promo exchange between them two, and like, you know, there's a really good comment over here too. They're saying we need to have a triple threat at some point with between Seth, Drew, and Punk.
Yeah.
SummerSlam season is here. Do you think this is the direction we're gonna go to for SummerSlam?
I think it could be. I think it's a huge match, which if you strike now with this triple threat while everything's overlapping, it leaves avenues for singles feuds further down the line, singles matches further down the line between the three of them. But that is one end of the sword, essentially. The other end is that you actually build to the triple threat, and that's the climax, and that's the end of it. So you could definitely go either way. I think it's something I would like to see, because I just think it'd be a good match. Obviously, these three are very capable, is an understatement. Very, very capable wrestlers. So, and right now, obviously, with the documentary, they came clean and said that Punk and Seth was planned for last Mania. So bringing that feud back into our minds and then doing this on Monday, and obviously what happened at Money in the Bank, I don't know if we might end up with the Punk and Seth thing first, but depending on what happens regarding the suspension and everything like that, whether they're looking at that for a SummerSlam match, because right now, obviously, as far as we're aware, Roman's not around. The Rock is nowhere near. So they're going to want a big SummerSlam card. Is that triple threat the main event of it? I don't know. I think Cody and Solo will probably be on it. But
yeah,
despite obviously a huge lot of feuds, and as a wrestling fan, we think that the SummerSlam card with the feuds that are going on right now can be absolutely stacked. I know WWE do look at it, and they look at the people who aren't wrestling fans, and they look at how can we drag them in. And right now, I don't know how they're gonna really look at doing that so much, because I don't know if they've got that almost global megastar. But CM Punk, Seth, and Drew, with the way that they're doing it, especially the kickoff in the press conference, that's potential to go viral. Some people will read into it, think that it is the kayfabe, you know what I mean? So maybe they're looking to build this triple threat for SummerSlam. I don't know, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of cap it off, yeah, like I know you said it might be a potential main event. I don't think it would be a main event because it's not for the title, and logical, like it's understandably the main event should be for the championship.
Tell
And
that to Money in the Bank, brother. Tell that.
but the champion was in the main event.
Oh yeah. The champion
So
was.
Meaning, whatever match Cody's in is going to be
Yeah,
the main
the
event
main
at the
event.
end of the
Yeah.
day.
Mm.
I gotta say one thing, right? And this is it just got the wheels turning in my head. Seth did say, as soon as you get healthy, I'm coming for you and knocking you right off the shelf.
Shout out Booker T.
Right? Is it a case where we get Punk and Drew, and then Seth maybe comes interferes, and then we get the triple threat on another show? I could see that happen as well.
That would annoy me a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
I just think that I've seen Drew be interfered by Punk. I've seen Punk be interfered by Drew. I'm sick of it now. I want to see them fight.
I
I think
agree.
they could overcook it. And I think if Seth then interrupts that match that we're all desperate to finally see, and it ends in a DQ because Seth got involved, I'm just going to be like, I don't even want to see a triple threat. Just go and fight in the back. Sort it out. I'm sick of it.
And that's the other thing too, right? As much as that's a talk about a triple threat. That's a jam-packed triple threat. Those are three
It makes sense because other
big
than
names
that,
on it.
Seth doesn't have a match for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah,
make sense, and
true.
he needs to be on that card. So yeah, triple threat is probably the best way to go forward. And then whoever
Yeah.
wins gets a crack at there's a crack at Damien again.
For
Oh,
sure.
Gunther.
Oh, Gunther. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We got a couple comments in here, man. Kafaske said, "Well, neither of those two are gentlemen, anyways." Yeah, it's a valid statement. Good friend numero one Superfly saying they wanted Damien to look like a babyface, but that discussion just made the stipulation pointless. Now
Mhm.
Seth shouldn't have any more beef with CM Punk. Now
It's true.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is a
that's a great point. Yeah,
brilliant point, numero one, and it's I don't know, man. I think sometimes they don't even realize the actions of what they do with
But
their
they're a
booking
big ass
sometimes.
company. This ain't AEW. They should know this. Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, and and then, see, the thing is this though, right? They sometimes are very lucky the fact that they are that big of a company,
Oh yeah.
and things are just kind of, it's quick memory, we forget about it, or it gets, it happens, keep it moving, something better happens, and then we completely forget. Um, so, it is what it is. We'll figure out and see what happens going on next week and just on the road to SummerSlam. Uh, Following that, we had a match, and interesting match, right? Sheamus is, I don't know what Sheamus is doing. Sheamus is just feuding with a lot of different mid card guys right now. And I thought him and Ludwig still had their beef. I don't know where Ludwig has been this week on Raw, but him and Bronson Reed had a little bit of an exchange that led to them having where he called him out for a match. He said, "Nope, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight your boy." And I was like, "Oh, his boy? Who's his boy?" Pete Dunne. Totally forgot y'all was in a faction. I like to forget that y'all was in a faction because his name was Butch. But anyways, Pete Dunne versus Bronson Reed. Hella random match. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's as dope of a matchup as it sounds. Random. We learned that Tyler Bate is out for quite a while, so Pete Dunne will be doing single stuff, which I like. Him and Bronson Reed had an okay match in my opinion. Not bad. Nothing to go crazy about. But it's what happened after what, Sheamus coming out and, trying to, you know, be like, yo, my young boy, I'm proud of you, and him just being like, no, and forgetting, I don't want to be cool with you, and my memory might be lost. I think they had some sort of a fall off while the faction broke up. I forgot, but it's needless to say. Uh, Chaos. What are your thoughts on the the match? But what is Sheamus's feud going to be? Like that's kind of where I'm curious to see what's happening next for him.
Yeah, I mean, it could be something to resume or try finish off the stuff with the Brawling Brutes because uh um I'm glad that you brought up to the situation. Obviously, the thing with Tyler Bate that he's currently injured, and so he's going to be doing more single stuff now in the meantime. And yeah, I feel like this something like this will keep Pete Dunne busy because he's a great wrestler. He doesn't need to be. I don't think he should be put on main event or WWE Speed or anything like that. You can definitely get some good storylines out of him. Obviously, the storyline is that obviously when Sheamus got injured, he just completely locked off Brawling Brutes, and then that's when it just all fell apart, really. And then obviously Pete Dunne, or sorry, Butch, had to try and keep what's his name, Mr. Botch, Rich Holland, that's his name, keep him in check. And then obviously he went to NXT, and then all that stuff happened. So yeah, so obviously Pete Dunne is pissed off at that. I guess understandably so. And then now that they're obviously on the same roster, he still hasn't really acknowledged him since he's returned, and only now he's like, oh yeah, best buddies. Yeah, no, get lost, man. So yeah, I would love to see Pete Dunne back as a heel, and an effective heel. That when he was a heel in the Brawling Brutes when he first started, it was absolutely ass. But as we've seen in the Black and Gold, he is a very effective heel. And yeah, why not just be full of hate and full of just kind of just bitter, and give Sheamus a good that's it's the quote unquote the old versus the somewhat new, because yeah, Pete Dunne is still relatively young, and yeah, Sheamus has been there for 15 years. So yeah, yeah, put shine some light on him. After this with Sheamus, I don't know I feel like when the time when he runs off into the sunset, I think that's when he might finally win the Intercontinental Championship, because that's the one thing that is missing from his collection. And then yeah, that's when he will ride off. When that will happen, I don't know. But I'm still enjoying Sheamus. He's still putting in them great matches. They may not be bangers after bangers, but it's still good matches, in my opinion. Yeah, we'll see what it fully looks hopefully next week, and then we can decide from there if it's gonna be between them, like those two, with maybe an assertion of Bronson Reed, because if anything, he needs more of a direction more than anybody right now, because he is lost and he shouldn't be lost. He's a great person, Bronson Reed. So we'll see what happens.
Man, I was I said that yesterday in the group chat, right? Like I was like, I don't know what it is, but Bronson Reed just he's had pay-per-view matches, he's had quality TV matches. Something just ain't
Yeah,
connecting with
something
the
ain't clicking.
fans.
It's
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's because of we've seen that kind of gimmick before, because like he can work in the ring. The finisher is like one of the most protected finishers out there.
yeah.
So like he can do it. Yeah, there's something
Gimmick is
cooking.
big. That's it. That's the issue for me. Like he's big Bronson Reed, and it's like what
He's
else?
a
And that
kaiju. That's what I'm
he
saying. No, no.
he's good. He is, and I'm the same as you, Shad. I like him. I want to like him more, but for some reason I don't. And that's it's not the first situation I've ever been in
Just
like this as
you know,
well. It
just flex what we was flexing when he left WWE. He beat Okada. He beat Okada.
Did
That's his
he?
gimmick.
Oh wow, I did
Yeah,
not know
when
that.
when he was in New Japan, he
Wow.
beat Okada. We got a comment from Kafaske. Just quality matches aren't enough in WWE. Man, they released Dijak. The thing is, this Dijak was actually a good character though. Like
It was very
he was,
90s, but it worked for
yeah,
NXT.
like he was a good character. I won't say he was like a great character, but he was a solid character, and he was an incredible worker though too. So, but that is a valid point. Numero and Superfly saying, could they do Pete versus Sheamus, something like Sheamus abandoned Butch, and Butch had to go and become Pete or something to blame Sheamus as an abandoned storyline? I mean,
Yeah,
you could do that, and you know what, you did say something right, and
yeah,
Sheamus is a 15-year vet. I think it is a good time to just kind of help get some people over on the way as he you know calls his career um over and whatnot. And then we got Soul Sessions over here. That was not an insult, bruh.
this
That's
guy
just
gets so triggered.
that is just my opinion. But um this is not an opinion. Our sponsors are amazing, and our sponsors are next level. They are the one-stop shop where you can find everything Wrestling Republic. Fun fact: whenever I have to send stuff to people saying, "Oh, how do I watch the podcast or support?" I send them that. When people want to talk about, "Oh, where can we find?" the Twitter, everything. I send them that, man. Go to nxconnect.me/Wrestling Republic, and you can see all of our content around all platforms. We're always having our shows live streamed through YouTube, through Twitch, Instagram, X, and we have a website. Amazing articles that our opinion team, Anthony's team, does. The review team with Kobe. They do great stuff. So support us, man. We really are trying to give y'all a clean sheet, right? None of the dirt sheet stuff that you see. And NX Connect makes it very easy for us to be seen that way. So salute to them. And yeah, let's get back to the show because we had our next topic, and we had Nikki Zombie or whatever she is now come up after Jay Uso and Chad Gable and delivering another VHS, right? She must work at Blockbuster or something. I don't know. Like some Blockbusters might not be going out of business because of Nikki Cross and the Y6, but we got another Y6 video, and this one may have been my favorite one because I think we're getting closer to seeing them display. I think Bo really got into his bag talking about we're free, talking about every member. You had visuals of every member, and you got to see Bo Dallas at the end. Not on the video, of course, end of the video, but you got to see him in Adam Pierce's room. I'm very interested to see what's gonna be happening with them. Obviously, a lot of people believe that they are either gunning for Gable, But my buddy over here, I think you have a different idea, right? Let me get your thoughts on just the vignette and what do you think is gonna happen? Because I don't think you think it's just Gable, right?
Nah, I don't think it is. And if it is Gable, respect to them all, they're not doing a very good job of it because he's been on the plate 2 weeks on the bounce, and they've literally like specifically last week more so, because it was only Nikki that we saw this week. Last week we saw the lot of them, and he walked past them all, and none of them did anything. They just stood there and watched him. That first week they took a lot of people out. I don't think Gable was a target as such. I think he was in the way, and anyone that was in the way that first week when the Wyatts rocked up were getting taken out. I think there's something to do with Jay, man. I don't know if it's something to do with the Fireflies. I don't know if it's something to do with the fact that every time they turn up, he's either there or he's just been there. So it is interesting to me who they're going to go for first. However, that being said, Gable has mentioned now, I'm going to take care of it in my own way, which I hope is getting the Creeds in or something like that. But so maybe it is. Maybe they are going to. Maybe that's the feud that we're going to get. But I just think there's something more into it. The fact that Jay is always around, and I agree. I think this tape was the best. I wouldn't say getting bored of it or anything like that, but getting so excited and really eager to see these guys in the ring. Either it being a match or just cutting a promo or to see them there live and speaking. I'm so eager to see that. I'm so excited to see that. Every time the lights go down now, if it's another tape, I'm like, oh God, another tape! Please, just come out. Like, come use the microphone. Or yeah, take someone out and let us see you take someone out, rather than it just being like everyone's being taken out and they're just stood there. So, like I say, it comes from a complete place of excitement and impatience. But I'm sure I'm not the only fan that really is getting at that point, just because the build up was very long as well with all the QR codes and everything like that. That I want to see it, and absolutely good things come to those who wait. It wouldn't surprise me if it is SummerSlam, the first time particularly that we maybe will see Uncle Howdy or Bo in the ring. I think we might see the family perhaps before then, but yeah, it's exciting, but I do think it's not just Gable. I think there's more people on this list, particularly as well. Adam Pearce was getting referenced in a lot of them QR codes and a lot of them messages, and now he's just rocked up in his office. We didn't hear from Pearce for the rest of the night, I don't think. So I hope he's okay, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, Adam Pearce is not no saint, guys. I'm gonna let y'all know. He blocked me on X for some reason, so he's not no saint. People don't like opinions nowadays, right? Nah, but it is curious to see what the direction is, and let me say this: I don't think it's boring per se. Like it's just the same kind of thing because I think we are building into it. Triple H is Mr. Slow Burn. He likes storylines that can build, and then we get to it. And to your point, I mean, if it's a reason for us to get the Creeds and Gable to create this, team angle type of unit, as well as Avi Nile, I'm excited for that. I think they was wearing suits yesterday,
That's
right?
what I'm
Like,
saying. They're working on it. They're
yeah,
working on it back. Yeah, definitely. The
it's
I
Creed
want
in
to
coming
see.
soon.
suit. What the
I want
hell?
to see Gable go for Gunther in the world title picture as well. So I need Gable to get stronger. So if he needs to build a new unit, then
And
do it.
here's the thing, right? I think with getting away from the Wyatts for a quick second and talking about that, they need to really reheat the Creeds back up. So that's a way to kind of reheat them. You need to get them more serious, make them kind of like heels again, like
But
early.
the thing, my sorry, just don't mean
Go
to cut
ahead,
you off. But my
go ahead.
argument is that they tried to do that with the Street Profits, and it
Didn't
didn't
work.
work. They put them
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
suits. They try to make them serious, and look where they are now. They're back to Street Profits. So it's
it's
like I
true.
don't know. It doesn't always work that way. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's what I saw the suits. I was like, did they really need the suits? I mean, they could
Nah,
just go in the trackies. Go proper Team Angle 2.0. We're good with that.
Team America.
Don't suit him up. Yeah, Team America, like something like that. Yeah,
nah.
America.
That's yeah, man. The alpha business is what I want to call them now, right?
Yeah.
We got a couple comments here. We got First time the package was actually delivered to Pat McAfee. That is true. Pat has been out, so he
Amazon Prime.
actually, yeah, it's that's a valid point. Number one, still trying to figure out why the Wyatt Six keep going after Gable. Maybe since Chad insulted his family faction, and he goes after the ones that hurt his family. And that's what we were saying about Jay. Like I think that might be the reason why they go for Jay Uso. So we'll see. It's definitely something curious to think about. Following that, man, we had a Sami Zayn promo retaining his Intercontinental belt, and Braun Breaker comes out. Braun Breaker spears him. He hurts him a lot. Dragunov comes for the save. They run a match. Then Sammy comes out. So we got this IC picture. Braun looks to be back in it. Is Ilya Dragunov in it? I'm not sure. It is curious to think. Chaos, what do you think? Like, because I don't know if you got to talk about the IC title match just in general, but do you think we're gonna get Braun getting it back? And do you feel like some people are saying it was kind of they're kind of calling it over for Braun? I don't think so, but just everything with the picture right now, and then where does Dragunov go in this as well?
Is it over for Braun? Of course not. No, this is like just because he got humbled by Zayn, he rightfully should have got humbled by Zayn at Money in the Bank. And yeah, I was not fussed with that. That was my prediction, to be fair, for Zayn to retain. You know, his. If you look at underdog in the dictionary, Zayn's face is right there next to Rey Mysterio. Like them two are like the top underdogs. Maybe Daniel Bryan as well, but just like those two are definitely like the definition of underdogs, and they always come through. And yeah, I feel like this could also be a triple threat situation because yeah, Braun is by the looks of it, Braun is not gonna stop until he gets the IC title. That's where me personally, I would have made him go straight for the world title, but yeah, it looks like they can get a mid card title and then move up to the big one later down the line. Um, they could make it a triple threat because obviously Ilya Dragunov is in there and he needs something to do. And yeah, I think he probably will take the fall. So he protects Zayn. But obviously, if you do a triple threat, I mean, you can't have two triple threats at Mania. I'm not Mania, SummerSlam. So yeah, I don't know where you're gonna go from there, but yeah, the whole segment was cool. I like the thing where it was like he was just mid talking and he just spears him literally out of his shoe, which was a nice little touch. And yeah, he does this like right now it's his trademark, run around the ring, spear him again, and then yeah, you had the what I call the Braun Strowman setup during the match between Ilya and Braun, where he just literally threw a chair at him. I just remembered like the person that did it perfectly was Braun Strowman against Roman Reigns. I think that was the most perfect chair throwing shot I ever seen. So it was definitely reminiscent of that. And yeah, I mean, Ilya's got a decent shot or a decent reason to go for the IC title. But obviously so does Braun. So and then yeah, who knows? It might just be still a 1-on-1, and the next one might be just a squash match because Sami Zayn is not healed up, but he still thinks he can persevere, and try and beat the big bad bully, and he just gets squashed. I'll be cool with that as well. You just gotta make it believable and just make Braun just go out and wreck everybody. That's his thing. One person he definitely needs to wreck is the person that made his theme music. I must say, because that music is trash. I don't know if it was. Is that the
That
same? Was that the same one that Money in the Bank? It felt like they
yeah,
changed it.
it was the same one. It's like
It's trash.
it's some rock band version of
It
whatever
is
they're doing.
something that you would hear on the press start screen of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. It is just no, something way, but it's so generic. Fix that up. But
Hey,
other than that, I'm here for it.
WWE, my man's Chaos does make music and
Come on,
production,
man. The
bro.
proof is in the pudding, man. Come on now, man. I'm the one. Don't mess with me. But
For
it is what it is.
real.
Everyone would have drill music. That'd be hilarious.
That would be dope. Kafasuke says that would make my man Braun an overdog, and man, he is over. That's a bar. That is a bar, bro. He is over as a dog.
It
But
is.
yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, I agree with a lot what you said on there, man. It's gonna be a interesting build to SummerSlam for the IC title picture too. So we'll have to wait and see. Following that, we had a six trios women's match. We had Damage Control versus Lyra Valkyria and Katana and Kaden. Um, I will say this. I do not like that crowd because they did not do the bird woo when her music came out. I was like, "What's wrong with y'all, man? Show my girl
I
Lyra
feel
some
like
love."
I feel like they missed the clobbering time as well at the start with Punk. I
Yeah,
just
they
feel
were
like
quiet. Yeah,
yeah,
they
I
was
did not
definitely
hear
not.
it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, man. Whatever. Ottawa, who cares about them?
do better.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they don't go
Mhm.
there that often. I mean, they were there for Seth Rollins, but that was it.
Nah, I agree. But yeah, Damage Control gets the win, and then they get beat up by a new faction, Sonya Deville led Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. So we are gonna get a faction matchup between this new faction and Damage Control, and part of me is interested because Shayna Baszler has great chemistry with Kairi Sane from NXT as well. Io Sky can work with anyone. Zoe Stark is like all the women in in both teams are talented, but I just don't like multi matches at all, and I'm kind of just tired of like the tag division is whatever to me. But I'm gonna give this one a little bit of hope. I'm happy to see Sonya Deville back. I think she is kind of needed for those two because Zoe ain't a great talker. We've said that many times on this show before, or I've said that many times. And Shayna's not a great talker too. But Jordy, what are your thoughts on just this new faction that we have and them feuding with Damage Control?
I kind of like it. I do. I have to say, I completely agree with you. I think Sonya with these two, I I genuinely think it is a formidable faction. I think it's three people that look like they could kind of they look good together. They look like they could do well. The women's division probably needs more factions when you look at it because Damage Control, as great as they have been and are, there's not really anybody to take to kind of go head to head with them with even numbers unless you get Cade and Katana and a random Lyra, you know. So it's I like it. I do like it. I think that it has got legs. Like back when I was saying about the tag division when Jade and Bianca had it and saying, does it actually harm the division because they're just going to roll over everyone? Um, I think that these two with Sonya on like as a kicker is just it does elevate it to a level where I think they could win the tag titles pretty easily. They could hold them. They could have a solid reign. Maybe Sonya could look at a singles title and they could dominate the women's division. So yeah, I do like it. I think that we need some more of it. I think there's a place for it, and I think they've actually got three people who will work together and have a lot of chemistry. Um, I mean, I'm a bit gutted that Sonya and Chelsea aren't getting back together because I thought that they were very good together, and I thought that they were great champs and were gonna kind of do good things again for the women's tag division. But injuries, it happens, it happens. But yeah, I can't say that when it all happened. I've been looking forward to what Sonya was going to do. We've been seeing things backstage. I'm glad it's finally come to fruition and we've seen them actually take action. And I'm intrigued and curious to hear what Sonya is going to have to say. Are they looking for more? Are they going to try and build a big faction? Are they happy? Is it just the three of them? You know, so yeah, it'd be interesting.
Nah, and to your point, right? You said the tag belts.
Mm-hmm.
The tag champs aren't in this stuff, and we haven't seen them on TV having a match or doing anything prevalent besides being backstage since they won the titles and they got their moment. It's a little concerning for me, right? I'm not
Yep.
gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, right?
As
And
soon
I Go
as
ahead.
soon
What you
as
gonna?
I saw them show up, I was like, yeah, they're gonna take those titles. Yeah, you
Mm,
guys are an absolute afterthought. It
yeah.
is just you had your moment. Yeah, there's obviously some sentiment behind it, but yeah, like after that, yeah, it's just whatever. And yeah, fair enough.
Kick to
I
the
mean, because
curb.
like ever since they won it, they completely dropped their gimmick. They
Yeah,
just generic.
they're not even like witches no more. They're like
They're
girls
just
who
whatever. Just
Yeah,
two random
Probably
women with
because
titles.
Sonya and that are going to be
they,
heels, isn't
they
it?
rocking
So
their dailies, man.
Yeah,
yeah,
they're gonna squash them. They
They
are
are
nothing.
heels, but I don't know, bro. They could have still. You could still be witches and be babyface. I don't know, man.
yeah,
Nah,
it's
yeah, like they
difficult.
completely. They don't even know where they are because like they're gonna lose it. Remember when I think didn't they have the NXT tag team titles and they lost it in a squash match
Yeah, they
between
lost it
Shayna and
to.
Ronda? The same
Hmm.
thing's gonna happen again.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I think it is a standpoint where you did, like you mentioned, they don't know how to book other like individual women's feuds that aren't around the title. So that sucks because you got some talented women that can run individual feuds as well. Not saying they don't; they have been doing it a little bit more. But like, I mean, a Lyra versus a Shayna would be a cool feud, right? A
Mhm.
EO versus Shayna individually. I don't know. The
That's what I was gonna
factions.
say. So sorry to cut you
Go
off.
ahead.
Does that mean that we're gonna get a face damage control now? The fact that they're the ones that attacked them.
We might.
I don't know if
I don't
that
know.
works with the way that EO's
That's
Maybe
been
what
as
I'm
not.
well.
saying. It's
EO's the,
Yeah,
and that's
weird.
the other thing, man. Like, we're gonna get to this next
People
topic right
do
now.
still
yeah.
love EO though. Yeah,
Cause
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, cause I want to see EO go against who returned, and Mommy's back. Oh man, we might have
Mommy
to go a little
home.
over the 48 because we got a lot to talk about here. I'm making a coach decision right here. Liv Morgan got herself a tag match with Dominik Mysterio, right? And Dominik was not feeling it, right? He was saying he wasn't feeling it.
Quote unquote, not feeling it. Go on.
But we gotta talk about because this wasn't even mentioned on the thing. And I feel like we gotta talk about it. Triple H is a genius. Playing back to the stretching thing with him and Trish Stratus, with Liv and Dominic, and Carlito, bro, is unserious.
MVP,
He's
MVP, man.
MVP.
It's
He took the
unserious
crown
as
from
he
our
is.
truth, and he's wearing it right now. He's took the
Oh
that's it.
my god, bro. Carlito is, yo, he funny as anything, bro. But that whole interaction is it was crazy. And you see Priest making a phone call in one of his promos last night. And that's the one thing we always talk about them with Judgment Day. They know how to like drop it throughout the show and everything weaves in at the end of the day. And get the tag match, Liv helping Dominic win by cheating, and they celebrate, and she falls on him, and she's ready to give him that kiss on the floor, and then we hear the music hit. This is my brutality. Rhea Ripley, mommy is back, and she looks pissed. She walk in there slowly with a death stare, and Liv Morgan got right up, skedaddled right out of there, and we got an angry Rhea Ripley, and I gotta tell y'all, man, I don't think WWE has built a better women's feud in a long time like we got with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. The fact that they haven't even been in the same ring together, but a couple of times with where she got hurt and in the promo and now, and we've been anticipating this is masterful. Y'all, people can say what they want to say about Dominik Mysterio. This dude is really good for television on WWE programming, man. And I'm excited to see what happens, man. There's a lot of stuff that can go on. This is some good stuff, bro. I'm hyped for it. I'm gonna kick it off to you first, Chaos. Just talk about it. Break it down for me, man.
Can I just first off just say to start off saying like it's one of those what if moments. What if imagine if this was under the helm under the old regime? The fact that we got a YouTube video of her return, 1 million views in just under 9 hours. By now, we probably would have had a wedding right now. By now, and it was just an absolute car crash, and we wouldn't be feeling it as much as we did. But under this new era and this new regime, it is just it's the hardest thing right now, along with the bloodline stuff. But yeah, man, like where do you start? Like you said, the backstage segment, like it's just perfect reminiscent of Triple H and Trish Stratus. Triple H knows a lot about those segments, and even the whole night, it just felt like a DX segment throughout the show. And when obviously Damian Priest made that call, I don't know who he was even calling. I thought it was Bad Bunny or something. I wasn't really sure who was quite. Rhea Ripley was so far away from my mind. And then obviously you had the match. It was a typical match. It definitely felt like a DX match in terms of the little gags in between and whatnot. Dominik falling in between Liv Morgan's legs and all that good stuff. I mean, all that stuff. It was a fun match. But obviously, the main part was obviously Dom is happy that for the first time he's beaten his deadbeat dad, and he went in to embrace Liv, and then he's just like, oh wait, hold on, I'm not supposed to be doing this. And then Liv was just like, no, you want this. Laid on the floor, and I was like that Arthur meme, just like, damn you, Dom. But yeah, it was and obviously they almost finally embraced, and then obviously she had to go and ruin the party. I'm joking. No, Rhea Ripley returned, and yeah, it was she looks good, look jacked, look pissed. And yeah, Liv Morgan was like that SpongeBob SquarePants meme. I'm gonna head out. That was it. She left the building. And yeah, it's gonna be good. Obviously it looks like it's gonna be Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, and I hope she murders Liv, rightfully so. And then obviously toss Dom to the curb as well. And then yeah, it's just whatever, because yeah, it's all I know is it's dark times for Liv and Dom, and I'm here for it. Awesome return, nice, great pop. She could probably got the pop of the night. And yeah, I'm here for it, man. But yeah, again, I said it before and I said it again. Liv, she for the streets, but you're welcome down my street.
I mean, hey, bro, I ain't say it, but a lot of people on the internet saying Dominik Mysterio is living the best wrestling gimmick in the entire world.
Who would have
Being
thought?
being
Not
part of this,
anymore. Not
being
anymore.
part of the love triangle. I mean, if some people into it, he might be,
That's what I'm saying. I mean, how
but
often you get two women fighting over you? I mean, come on, man. He's living the dream.
Every
yeah,
weekend.
man,
Nightmare.
it's. But to your point on that, I'm super curious to see how we do book it, because Liv is the champ, and she did beat someone like Becky Lynch as well, and I feel like that does garner her a little bit of like respectability on, like, she needs to be a formidable opponent. But see, what you was saying though, like her beating, you know, it shit down her leg, as they say. Pardon my French. I don't know if that's a curse word or not. That also makes a lot of sense, because it's Rhea Bloody Ripley, right? And this is her return. So I'm curious as how we do that. Before I pass it to you, also Jordy, I must say this: did Damian Priest snitch on his boy last night? Because it might seem like he was snitching on the homie last night.
Oh yeah.
And making that phone call, Priest, what we doing over here, bro? I thought Dom was your comrade, man. I thought we blood in, blood out with this Judgment Day stuff, right? You hate to see it. You hate to see it, but Jordy, take us home, man. What is your thoughts on the final segment and then the return of Rhea Ripley?
Don't get it, mate. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, Liv and Rhea acting like there's only one good-looking guy with a mustache and a love for chicken tendies out here. Like, there's more than one of us. You don't have to both fight over the same one. It's ridiculous. But that being said, it's fun to have Rhea back. I didn't know if it was going to happen so soon. She came storming down that ramp, brother, in a fashion that I've only seen a certain Vinnie Mac struck down the ramp, swinging his arms on his way down to tell Cena and Batista who'd won the Royal Rumble. She was flying down. Like, I thought her quads were going to go. So it was great. Yeah, Liv got out of there. What is interesting is that WWE have shared on social a couple of things, like Liv behind the curtain looking through in a way that this was always the plan. And that obviously this is, she doesn't have any kind of feelings towards Dominik at all. It was all just purely to destroy what him and Rhea had, which, if that happened, Liv Morgan, shame on you. That is sad. And you can stay in Chaos's street. I don't want you in mine. But if it's genuine, look, I'm here for it. I love love. I'm a soft guy. So if you two are going to be happy, then go be happy. In terms of Priest breaking the bro code, he might have done it. He might have done it, because another thing I've seen on social is the grin on Damian Priest's face when Rhea is storming down that ramp. It does look like he maybe not instigated it, but brother definitely could have told Dom that she was coming and said, "Look, mate, she's on her way. Get out of that ring after the match." He chose not to do that. But in some sense, and I'm for the bros always, but it's sometimes, man, as Punk said, as Rollins said, actions do have consequences. And sometimes you've been trying to look out for your mate this whole time, telling him, look, you shouldn't be doing this. It's going to come back and bite you in the ass. And it can be a little bit satisfying when that moment does happen. So we'll see where it goes from here, whether he'll back Rhea, whether he'll back Dom. Got to remember Damien and Rhea are tight as well, maybe even tighter than Dominik and Damien. So is he sticking? Is he doing right by Rhea? Probably, I guess. Plus, Rhea liked my reel, so I'm Team Rhea in all of this, and always will be to the day I die.
That take wasn't biased at all.
No, I
Not
like
at
it.
all.
I'm on the
He knows
Not
what
at
fence.
he's
all,
doing.
huh?
He's gonna clip it and then he's gonna put it. Yeah, so yeah, I said something
Oh,
nice for you. So yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The game's the game, Chaos.
That's fair enough. I can't blame you.
Look, man, it's one of those cases where, yeah, Dom is living a dream, and he got to watch his homies too, cause Lib been in the locker room just with Finn, just with JD, and I just gotta say, you watch your surroundings, Dom. Not everybody's there for your best interest,
I
and
feel I do feel like what's next week, she's gonna dump him like a bad habit, and he's gonna feel like an absolute like he hasn't got nobody, and he's gonna probably if anything, he's probably gonna help Rhea win back the title probably at SummerSlam. Because yeah, I
I
feel
think he
like
might cost her it. I think he might cost her it. I think this feud's longer than SummerSlam, and I think Liv needs to
it
keep the
might,
title
it
for it.
might, it might be, and I think we, in all seriousness, in regards to the topic now, not saying we wasn't serious earlier, um, it could be a case where, um, he might, this might be the way to break Dom and Rhea off, and
yeah,
he aligns with Liv, and it kind of goes like that. But
He
I mean,
lies, he
we'll
cheats, he steals.
He lies, he cheats, he steals, man. Hopefully, we get a little bit of like him acting like Eddie Guerrero trying to win back China with the
Well,
vignettes,
that'd
right?
be no. I want
We,
to see
we,
that. I want to see him with roses. I want
we
to
need,
see him. Yeah.
yeah. Get a couple more comments before we sign off. Kafasuke said, if we did not have a custody of Dominic ladder match, I would genuinely be
well, it is
disappointed.
SummerSlam. It is SummerSlam. That's when it
'05
happened.
in DC. Remember that SummerSlam '05 at the Verizon Center, man.
Rhea doesn't want him though right now. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like that. So they'll
Well,
have
I
to
don't think
make it
Liv.
to Rhea.
In all honesty, Liv might not want. I think this is. It goes back to she's trying to just destroy everything
Who are Dom?
for Rhea. But man, we in good times, man. These stories are
Yeah, and
fun.
if you actually could do
Oh, the Wyatts have got him again.
Sorry, chaos. Yeah, your word is not being said here because we do
God
we
damn
do.
it.
No, go ahead. All right, get it off. Go ahead.
I was gonna
You're
say,
back.
I was gonna say, like if they are gonna do that ladder match, they should do it beat for beat, as in Dominic actually misses his time to come down, run to the ring, and then obviously Rhea's cussing him out. Where the hell is he? And all this stuff, to do that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And then yeah, dude, well, why not? I'll be down for it. But yeah,
For
custody of
sure.
Dominic Mysterio ladder match. I'm
For
down for it.
sure. On a good note, man, we getting love over here. They saying you are the best. Appreciate you. And that's all the time we got for today, man. Thank you all for rocking with us. This has been a fun show. Don't forget we are back same time tomorrow. Actually, we're back tomorrow earlier, hour earlier, because the Euros are happening in the UK, and us
Yeah.
Americans don't care about it because
We ain't
we're
good,
not in
man.
Europe. But y'all make sure to get on to the early time, and yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Thank y'all again. Chaos, Jordy, we out of here. Peace.
Yeet.